We stopped at this little camping area real quick just to use the bathroom and take a little break before the storm rolls in. And it's super weird, but there's a car here with the door open, no tag. There's a cell phone on the front seat. It looks like the men's bathroom door is closed, but it's not like shut and locked. But we've been sitting here for what, an hour?
Yeah, at least.
And nothing. And I'm kind of afraid to open the door. But I feel like we should. I don't like it. Their phone just made a noise. Nobody in there? Okay, well, we were walking down this little path to see if we can find somebody fishing or something. What? Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Did he see you?
I don't know if he was alone or not alone. I don't know if he saw me or not.
Oh, maybe he's not alone. Okay. We noticed this little side trail to the left of the toilet, so we walked down that. And I was following behind Marty, and he abruptly stops, whips back around, and starts going the opposite way. And he says, "Somebody's naked over there." He's like butt naked and holding on to himself. And he didn't say that he saw anybody else, but the more we thought about it, we're like, oh, well, maybe somebody's doing the hey did a little and the cat and the fiddle off in the woods, although that's really not the spot. So we hiked on, and then we got to thinking about it. There was somebody camped in that area. So of all the places to have a wild rendezvous in the forest, why right there near where somebody's camped? So then we're like, oh my gosh, this could still be something bad, or this man may need mental help or whatever. So we're still walking down the road. That's where the trail went. And right as it was about to turn off into the woods, we see this random tag laying on the ground next to the road. Looks fairly ripped off of a vehicle. Again, that Pontiac didn't have a tag on it. So I was like, you know what? Let's just alert the authorities, and they can do with the information what they will. So we did that. Fish and Wildlife responded. By the time they responded, the car was gone, but they said they were gonna, run the tag, go check out the location back where we saw the fella and all that, just to make sure everything's okay. So anyway, I hope it was just a random day, and maybe he decided to park back there and go skinny dipping next to the river and just forgot to close his door on the passenger side, even though it was about to storm and the windows were rolled down. But whatever, hopefully all is okay, and it's a logical explanation to why he also doesn't have a tag. But anyway, hopefully we were just being those meddling kids, and there's not actually something wrong with the situation. I found a bunch more ticks on me, and my guess is he did too.
Well, 9 bitings off of it.
I'm typically not much for wearing bug spray or treating my gear with poison, because I don't like having other little critters on me. Like if I find a caterpillar and then I'm like, oh man, I probably had poison on my hands. But the Florida Trail has definitely tested me on that. Out here, they're just relentless. It's pretty though. Whew. I just gotta go change my britches now. Is that your friend or your dinner? Well, where the trail was is now a clear cut. And there are no blazes. There are no trees that are standing. Not prime night hiking area for sure. Oh my gosh. That looks painful. That fella in that truck just
Every day.
pulled over and gave us $50 just for our next hotel room.
Or a meal.
Yeah. What? We can get off the road now. Somewhere right up here. That was a limb falling in right there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was intense. Oh, there was just a big flash of lightning and some cracks. I know, it sounded like somebody was bombing. That's a little closer than I'd like it to be. Woo. go through here. We're supposed to cross this, but I reckon it's like a sinkhole. Huh. Okay. Maybe right through the middle there. We can cross. Yeah. That's gonna be our spot. Yeah, that's not bad right there. Whew. Okay, that's better than what I thought. Looking umbrella you got right there. We have made it to home sweet home for the night. Got us some nice personalized benches.
They are nice.
A fire pit with some really soaked wood in it that we're not going to build a fire in tonight, but it's here if we wanted to, and that's just the point, is that there's an option. And this fine, well-drained soil that is flat. And I know you think, oh, it's a Florida trail, of course, everything's flat, but you can't camp in that brushy stuff right there. So the tread of this is flat. It's going to be a glorious night. A little soggy here, but glad it's not raining. Probably will be tomorrow. That's gonna look pretty when I get to the beach. Looks like there was hope of no rain this morning, but that has changed. Looks like it's getting nighttime again out here. Weather is crack-a-lacking first thing this morning. I am glad we didn't have to pack up in this stuff. Well, this is clear as mud. Well, the rain has paused for now. We were just walking through this forested, planted pine area, and boom, a center pivot. Here's the arm, and that's the pivot part there in that brush, and look at the blazes on it. But doesn't have drop nozzles, so not very efficient. Not that it's functioning anymore to irrigate these pines or anything, but check out the wheels. Might need a little WD-40 to get that going again, but oh, I just love seeing stuff like this. Very cool. I regret to inform all of you that unless it's raining, there will be no more homemade wanderlust videos from the Florida Trail. I'm kidding, kind of. These yellow flies are no joke. They are tearing me up. Marty's got whelps on his head and arms and hands. They like to land on your hands and just try to eat you. I don't get it. I mean, are they literally just trying to eat you alive? And if I sat here and, you know, drank enough to pass out or had some sort of drug that put me to sleep, I mean, would they just eat my body? There's one right there. But they're horrible. So it's like every time I stop to try to take a cool little video, another chunk of my flesh goes missing. Even when it's raining, sometimes they try to hide under the umbrella with me. So I feel sorry for any bug that lands on me right now, because I'm not stopping to wait and see what it is. You know, I have to like just wave my trekking poles non-stop while I'm walking. I'm gonna see if I can't get a fly swat while I'm in town. And Marty had a good idea, cut the handle off so it's short, like a ping pong paddle. And I'm gonna go down on him. Oh, there's one of myself out right there. Got you. Oh. He's still got his little sucker down in there after I mashed him. What's that? The fly dance? They're landing on my hands. Ow! God! He's seen on me. Get on. Man, I'm terrible at this game. A through hike is the only time, or backpacking in general, where you be so frustrated that you beat yourself in the head with your own undies. On a more positive note, there has been some wonderfully clear water lately. We've been wanting this. What was it? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Hog. So that's how I heard other ones run. We've been busting tail all day trying to get to this road crossing at Highway, I believe 331, and we got a little less than an hour until the sun sets and a little bit over a mile, so we're just gonna hightail it up to the road and hope that 30 minutes is enough to make some magic happen to where we can get a ride into town. We're gonna have to get real lucky, and then I'll go play the lotto tonight. We're aiming to spend just one night in Defuniak Springs. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Need to learn how to say it. Defuniak? Anyway, that town. We're gonna go there, spend a night, and then we start our last stretch of the Gut Hook maps, the Western Panhandle, and we'll enter in Eglin Air Force Base. And after about 130 more miles, it will lead us to Fort Pickens. Now we have to find a kind soul. They were scared. There's a possibility. We have entered the Eglin Air Force Base area. You've got to have a permit to come through this area, but it's really easy to get online. And they also tell you if you see something that looks like an explosive, not to touch it, which crazy that somebody has to be told that when they're on an Air Force base. But, well, hadn't done this in a while, but just stopped to get some water at the water source, obviously. And I love my turkey bowls. Where did I put them up? Not this water source. It was this one. I'm just glad I thought of it 0.1 down the trail instead of a whole mile or more. I wonder what they're fighting about. I think I found a roach, Marty. It's like a blonde looking one.
Yeah, I believe you did too. Thanks for pointing that out.
Looks like fun. Well, there she is. The highest point on the Florida Trail. Now that we've climbed all the way up here, I think we'll just take a break and eat some beanie weenies. Oh, I thought you were one of those flies. You about got squished like a pancake. .9.
0.9. Oh my God, there's a sun under there.
Does that say it?
It might. They might have it marked for us. Mile 1,000.
Does it say that?
It does.
Yay! I didn't know that there was gonna be a sign. Novo Mile 1,000. Yeah! We don't even have to make our own this time.
I have chill bops. And it's hot out here because
Woo! I had pretty much given up on seeing wild hogs on this trail just because, like I said, we've got only a couple of patches of woods left. And I mean, I didn't the 1,000 before, so. And then today, I was pleasantly surprised. Last night, before we got to the motel we were gonna stay at, we passed this restaurant. I mean, walked past it. And I said, you know what, Marty? They close at 10, which is in about 10 minutes. And while I don't want to be the jerk that goes in there and orders food, I bet that they'll let us go in there and just order a beer real quick to celebrate crossing 1,000 miles. So we walked in the door and this girl, like, just her mouth falls open and she comes running up and she looks at me and she's like, I know you, Dixie. And at first I couldn't place her, like my mind just would not compute because I couldn't believe that we would cross paths a second time in life just by happenstance. But sure enough, a girl named Buckles that I did trail magic for in 2016 with a family that I also hiked around during my through hike of the AT. I ended up interviewing several different hikers that came through and hung out with us for a while, and one of them being Buckles. And after we had gotten all caught up, I went to cash out and the bartender said, "No, you're good." He said Buckles is gonna pay for it. And I looked at her and I was like, "You don't have to do that." And she said, "Well, you didn't have to do trail magic for me on the AT, and now I get to pay trail magic forward for you on the Florida Trail." But how crazy is that we randomly met on one trail and then now we randomly meet right on another one 6 years later. The surprises that you receive on trail sometime are just incredible. Standing here on this here road walk, this is the most epic summit view we've had in Florida. And at first I didn't think much of it, and then I was like, whoa, I can see the tops of trees.
Half-hour away, so whenever you give me a half hour, I can be over. I'll be ready whenever you guys are ready in the morning. So
we're finally done with the super long road walk and are back in the woods. And we've been getting straight spoiled for the last couple of days because when we were on the long road walk, we hit up a guy named Steps, who is a Florida Trail through hiker. He's also a trail angel and a trail maintainer, because we were wanting to know if the Yellow River section was flooded. And Steps, sure enough, said from information from a friend that it was fine to go through there. And then he said, "But what are y'all's plans for the end of the long road walk today? Why don't you let me come get you off the trail and you can crash with me and my wife and she'll feed you spaghetti." And he's like, "Before y'all start off, I'd really like you to meet my friend who's the big guy over trail maintenance in the Eglin Air Force Base area." And he got to talking to us and asked us, "Well, what are your plans for tonight?" And he's like, "Well, why don't you just walk as far as you want to and I'll pick you up and take you somewhere to stay and then bring you back." But it was great to be able to meet Steps and Keith and Michelle in person because of the work that they do on the trail, and let them know thank you so much for all that you do, because if it wasn't for people who cared so much about certain sections of trail, they wouldn't exist. Y'all, this is the last woods section of the Florida Trail. This is a 13-mile section of trail, and then we will pop out in Navarre, where by late tomorrow morning, at the latest, we'll be seeing the beach. Ooh, I'm so excited that I've almost walked from the swamps of Florida. Well, the swamps haven't ended really, but we almost walked from the Everglades of Florida all the way to the Gulf. And you would think after doing so many of these long distance trails that it might lose its excitement, but each one's different and it ain't happening yet. They're having a whole war over there. See, I know. It's getting closer.
yeah, I felt the progression.
Either that's Eglin or the U.S. has made more people mad. All right, so the toilet in the woods was weird, but this is really weird. I reckon it floods here every now and again.
There's a roach.
There's more than one roach.
Oh, there's a bunch of them.
I think they're everywhere. Marty, they're no. Stop. I think they really are just like everywhere. Look, there's one right there. No! Quit running! Oh my god. This really is bad. It's like the final exam of the test for Morty. Just don't look down. Just don't look down. We're about a quarter of a mile or so from the last campsite in the woods section of trail. And we've only got 6 to 7 more miles until we're in Navarre, where we could just get a room for the night. So I think just to line everything better up for the rest of the trip and make it less stressful and relax on the beach a little bit, I think we're gonna go on into Navarre tonight. It's already after 9 o'clock, but why not do something crazy for one of the last few nights. Plus, we'd have to listen to that Warzone all night. Goodbye, woods, and hello, well, dirt roads, and then railroads, and then civilization and beaches. Are you ready?
I'm ready. A little sad, but I'm ready.
Yeah. I know you're sad. You'll miss the yellow flies and the roaches.
I don't miss that at all, but it's just like, I guess it's becoming a reality that it's almost over.
Yeah. Bittersweet.
Yeah.
But when you're drinking a beer on the beach, you're going to think it's
Yeah.
more sweet than bitter. Wow. How appropriate. Ending a long journey like this is always bittersweet to me, but I mean, how sad can you really be when you're in a place this beautiful? From this trip, I've learned that I'm really glad I'm one of those go see for yourself kinds of people. If I wasn't like that, I probably would have missed out on this trip, and it's been absolutely incredible. Before I started, I heard a lot of bad things about the Florida Trail, and I wonder how many of those people have actually experienced it for themselves, because I've absolutely loved this trail. And don't get me wrong, yes, there were some difficult days, but the bugs and the wildlife and the people and ending on the beach have by far made up for any of those bad times that I had out here on the trail. And I really believe that the Florida Trail is one of Florida's best kept secrets.
Very nice.
You're about to be a thru hiker.
No.
Ooh.
In just a few seconds.
Alright. 1, 2, 3, go, or on 3?
1, 2, 3, go.
Okay, ready?
Ready?
You ready to become a thru hiker?
Ready.
Are you sure?
I'm ready.
1, 2, 3.
Go. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, ready? Alright, ready? Alright, ready? It's a video. No, get in it, get in it. Alright, ready? That was a video. I'm still recording, y'all. Was that a video? Take a picture.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a tendon that connects that part of your foot.
The hiker-mobile. So where are y'all from?
I'm St. Pete.
Oh, okay. Trail magic. Yay!
I'm so excited for you guys.
Oh, thank you.